Alright, so I'm going to show you guys this big spot that it left in my driveway. I'm not happy about it. This car came to get an AC compressor put on it, and it ended up having a huge transmission leak. People always have more problems than what they think. That black dark spot is what it leaked yesterday, and I cleaned it with the mop bucket over there, and that's how it dried up today, still with that black stain. And then just in the time it was parked today, that's how much it leaked today. So he's losing a lot of transmission fluid. And as you can see, the rest of my driveway is nice and clean because I just pressure washed it. And now I'm gonna have to pressure wash it again. Yay. Not so much fun, right? So yeah, and then the hose has a hole in it, so I can't even pressure wash until I go buy a new hose. So not happy about that. More money, right? Got to buy a hose and pressure wash just to get this crap off of here. But anyways, this is the car that did it to me. I'll step back and show it to you fully. It's a 2005 Hyundai Elantra they brought to me to do an AC compressor, like I said, and it's got some issues more than just an AC compressor. It's an older car. It's got some check engine codes, oxygen sensor code, an evap emissions code. I was scanning it, running everything on the scanner, checking to make sure the fans come on. It's got some airbag lights on, 181,000 miles on an older 2005. It's expected. So if you look under here, look at this. Just in the time I parked it, and I parked it over here in the dirt for this reason. Look at that puddle just in the time that I parked it here. So yeah, he's leaking pretty badly. Now when it came in, that hose right there for the cooler, this clamp was not even on it. The clamp was like pushed back, so I had to get that clamp on. And then these hoses, instead of being like rubbery, they've gotten hardened like plastic. Look at that dripping. Look how fast that's dripping. Yeah, so this thing is gushing, and I'll show you inside. I got to looking, what could be leaking so fast, right? And you could kind of see, and when I say kind of see, it's like in between the fans you see it leaking. So I started looking, and I'm like, what could that be? And if you look right here, you see how this hose, trying to show you this one-handed, you see how this hose right here is rubbing against the fan right there? See that? Look at that. See that? So they did some MacGyver thing with this. They put this wire there thinking it would keep the hose away, instead of screwing it on the way it should be through those bolt holes. So this is what you call low budget, half-ass mechanical. And they put a gash in the hose from it rubbing against the fan. So now that hose down there needs to be disconnected. Not an easy hose to get to down there. And then it runs up and down into the engine there, and then you have the other one on the other side. So both of these hoses need to be replaced, and obviously all that needs to get cleaned, and some transmission fluid also get put in it. You see the coloration on this transmission fluid, it's not looking pink like it should. It's dark, it's pretty burnt. Yeah, it's time to replace that transmission fluid. You know, people say, oh, my car, old piece of crap. No, it's not an old piece of crap. It's a car that people just don't do preventative maintenance on. You know, you change your transmission fluid, that transmission will last you. Simple things. That valve cover gasket needs to be done. The AC condenser needed to be replaced with the AC compressor that I just replaced. So I replaced that AC compressor, but the AC lines and the expansion valve need to be replaced. All these AC lines, because where they bolt up to the condenser right here, they're like welded onto it. They're not going to come off. And then the receiver dryer is part of the condenser, so you got to replace the condenser, but you can't detach these lines from there without breaking them. They're too old and brittle. And as soon as you take the nuts off and you start trying to get them off, the aluminum's bending like it wants to snap on you. So they're going to end up breaking. He's going to have to buy those lines because those lines are not going to come off as they should. They're going to break off. So inside there is the condenser. I'll have to lay down again to show it to you. That's the condenser right there. I mean, that's the condenser, and that's the receiver dryer attached to it. Like you get them all together as one piece. So it hides behind the front bumper in front of the radiator. And as you can see, all the debris from the road is starting to damage the little pins that air is supposed to go through. It's time for a new one. It's really damaged over there. So it's time for a new condenser. The condenser needs to come out to have a new receiver dryer. And the AC lines that won't detach from here, that would have to be cut off or broken off, would have to get replaced. And both of those lines run down here. There's two of them, 1, 2, and one runs across the bottom, all the way through there, all the way through there, all the way back through here, through there, leaving to the expansion valve. And then the other one runs beside it, and then over here it comes and curls up top to your cycle pressure switch. You got your high side here, and then it comes obviously down also to the expansion valve. So you got your low side and your high side lines. Both of them completely need to be replaced, and the condenser needs to be replaced. The expansion valve needs to be replaced. That cycle pressure switch. It's this AC system, the whole system needs to be replaced. And then whoever's doing the mechanic work on this, leaving that hose the way they left it with that wire pinched up against the fan, just touching like that, was not very smart. So that needs to be done now, you know. And they're going to be low on transmission fluid and leaving transmission fluid all over the floor. The valve cover gasket is bad and it's leaking, and it's going to leak on that brand new AC compressor that I just installed. You can see a little bit of the oil through there. So that valve cover gasket needs to be done. This is the oxygen sensor that needs to be replaced for the check engine light. This one up here. Apparently someone's messed with it already before, but the computer's saying it's bad and it's not reading it. So it needs that oxygen sensor, and your vent valve, the purge valve on the emission system also has the check engine light on. So it's got a few different things going on. But I know his concern right now would be his AC and replacing those transmission cooler hoses and hopefully the transmission fluid also. So he's not ruining people's driveway with big nasty puddles that need to be pressure washed. I know he doesn't want to take that home and do that to his driveway, and I definitely don't want to have it parked here taking up space. As you can see, I got enough cars here as it is. So, you know, I don't like keeping cars here waiting for parts. Buying these parts, the problem is that buying these parts at the auto parts store, he's going to spend a lot of money to just walk into O'Reilly's or wherever and have them hand them the parts over the counter like right away. So the cheaper way to get these parts is to order them online. He could order that condenser with the receiver dryer. He can order those AC lines, high and low side, that expansion valve. He can order all that online on eBay, get it dirt cheap, have it shipped, eBay or Amazon. He can order that oxygen sensor and that purge vent valve and have his check engine light off. I'd have to use the other scanner to see what's up with the airbag lights, but that's not even a concern right now with the other issues he has. The thing is, he could save a lot of money ordering all this stuff online, but then you're waiting for the parts to arrive. And I don't like having cars sitting here at my property waiting for parts to arrive. So he would have to take this home, let it leak in his yard until the parts arrive, and then schedule to bring it back. But yeah, I'm gonna have to end the video and throw some dirt, some sand or whatever on this for now, and then pressure wash it, scoop up the dirt tomorrow and then pressure wash it. That's the proper, correct way to clean this up. So yeah, thanks a lot. Gave me a lot of extra work to do here. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video. The important thing is he came here thinking, I just want an AC compressor put on and that's it. And you see what happens? This is what happens. People always have a lot more going on with their car than what they think they do. And the reason is because he had some shade tree half-ass mechanic messing with the radiator when they replaced it, and they left that cooler line like that with a wire attached to it rubbing against the fan, and it cut into the hose. And this could have all been avoided by simply not having half-ass work done by half-ass shade tree mechanics. Catch you on the next video. Peace.